Welcome back, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. Hope the long holiday weekend was good to you. It was nice. We had beautiful weather. It was good to just kind of have that extra day just to kind of kick back and relax a little bit. Can't say I really did too much of anything, including putting together any TTM letters. I'm a little surprised at myself with the extra time. I still didn't put any together, but I'm going to make up for that over the course of this week here. I've got a whole new list that I'm going to be working on and putting stuff together so that we can have more days like what we see here today. We've actually set a new record. 5 returns in one day here. I know I've spoken a couple times that we've had some 4 return days, and this right here has the possibility of beating it if we did get successes with all 3 of these here. Kind of got stuff from a little bit all over the country. We got Metroplex, Michigan, which is interesting, besides if you're a Transformers fan and remember Metroplex. I think I know what this one is, but I thought I had already gotten a return. I'm wondering if maybe I wrote to this person twice and didn't even realize it. Santa Ana, California, could be just about anything. New York, New York. This one, I have a pretty strong idea of what that one is. Boston, Mass. Again, I have a pretty good idea as to what that one is. And this is the first for me. I have not seen this before here, where we literally have got a return with no stamp on it whatsoever. When this came back in the mail to me, I was wondering, like, okay, did something happen and I forget to address this right or put it in the right envelope? But it's got something inside of it, so we get something here. I'm gonna open that one last, just because who knows with it. All right, let's go ahead and get started for today. I want to start off first with the Metroplex, Michigan. Older request. So this also kind of lends a little more credence to what I was thinking about if I sent to this person twice and didn't even realize it. But let's see what we got here. No, so all right, sweet. This was not what I was expecting, but this is even better. So, starting off on a Mets kind of day here. Keith Miller, former infielder for the Mets back in the late 80s and early 90s. Did a wonderful 6 of 6 for me. Let me slide those down just a little bit. So, got some really cool cards here with it. Added in 2 more cards for our con sets. An old Jackson Mets card. So, minor league card. This was from 1986. Jackson Mets were AA at the time for the Mets. So, really neat. We got an 88 score rookie. This is a 1990 upper deck and an 88 Fleer. I've kind of gotten into certain sets that I just really like the aesthetics of it. And the 88 Fleer is one of those that I just kind of like. I think the red, white, and blue really does something for me on it with the white background to it. So I've been sending out a little bit more of those here and there to try and get signed. So yeah, very, very stoked with this. Funny little side story with Keith Miller. He's actually a player agent, and one of his clients is David Wright. I've had the ability that I've met David Wright on many occasions at functions that he's hosted. And apparently, one of the first years I was going to one of these functions, Keith Miller was there. I had no idea until after the fact, but some of the people that were there that were getting stuff signed racked so hard on Keith Miller. Like, there were reports that they were getting 30, 40 cards signed by him, and I was kicking myself so bad. And every subsequent year, I always made sure to have my Keith Miller stuff with me in my car in case he showed up, but he never did. But that's okay, because I got signed, what I was wanting to. So great start to the day here. So 6 of 6. This was probably out for probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 to 6 weeks. It wasn't out overly long, but it was out for a decent amount of time. All right. Next up, let's go to California, Santa Ana, California. This is one that I've got a feeling it's probably like a USA Baseball, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, so it is USA Baseball. Benjamin Ryland. So 2020 Stars and Stripes. Another guy for the set here. And he put in a little note here basically saying, it was my pleasure signing the cards for you from Ben Ryland. So this one was out again for a period of time. Old envelope there. Some of these USA guys have been playing on travel teams and developmental teams throughout the summer. So even though some of these guys are good signers, and you can go online and see, hey, yeah, they have signed. Some of them just aren't home right now. And I think that was the case with this guy here, because I had sent this out a while back. This one's probably, if I was going to take a look, it'd probably be more like 2 months or so that it's been out. But, signed the 3 of 3, nice blue Sharpie going up the side. So really sweet looking card. And another one to add into our Stars and Stripes set. All right, so we are off to a good start here. 2 for 2. Let's see if we keep the mojo going. So Boston, Mass. I'm pretty sure I know which one this one is. Newer envelope. This was one that hasn't been out all that long. Actually, no, this wasn't the one I was thinking, but still. Again, good stuff. David Shaw. David Shaw played for the Rangers in the late 80s and early 90s. And he hooked me up, signing 5 of 5 for me. So, he's been a good signer. Like, I've looked at the history, and he's a good signer. Very consistent with it. Just that the way life kind of gets you busy sometimes. Some of these guys that are easy to get back in the mail, I just haven't sent out to. So, with a little bit more focus now on trying to build my collection, especially since I can't do stuff in person, kind of going back in the time machine here and looking at some of the older guys that I never got back in the day, and trying to bolster my Rangers collection as a result. So really nice return, 5 of 5. I actually had seen David back earlier this year at a Rangers Bruins alumni game. He actually played for the Rangers and for the Bruins. They had a pair of alumni games. They played one in Boston, and then a day or two later they played one in New York. And I was actually up there for the New York game, and he was playing in it, but I never did get a chance to find him either before or after the game. So I had these ready to go, and was going through a box one day and said, oh, well, let's go ahead and get these sent out. So, a couple cards that are from sets that I'm not going to say I'm actively working on, but I like the score. For some reason, again, I think it's just the white background with the red and blue on it just really pops. This is always a set card that if I can get it signed, I do like getting it signed. And then the first year upper deck, I always like getting these signed as well. And the pro set, I've just got so many of these. I was cracking boxes and boxes and boxes of these, and still do from time to time. I've actually had cases where I've bought boxes of pro set for $1 a box, just to open it up. And especially if it's Series 1, they've got those Stanley Cup holograms that are still hanging around out there. This is actually a Series 2 card, though. 2 ways that is, one is the higher number, but really the giveaway with the front of the card is if you've got pro set cards from this year and you take a look, the Series 1 cards are a thin font, whereas the Series 2 have got a bold font. And you can't really tell just by looking at one here, but if you put a Series 1 and a Series 2 side by side, you can see the difference in the font. And once you see it, it makes it really easy to know going forward with it. Just, there's a little bonus information for the day. All right, so we definitely have got a New York kind of feel so far here. We've got a hockey return with the Rangers. We've got a baseball return with the Mets, and we got our USA return. All right, so if we got something coming back out of New York, I think it's a safe assumption that this is going to be something with a New York team. I think I've only got one return or one item outstanding that technically is in New York proper, and that's exactly what this one is. So, continuing on with a nice New York theme, we've got Carl Banks. Carl Banks was a beast with the Giants back in the glory days of the late 80s, early 90s there, where the Giants won 2 Super Bowls in that span, one in 86 and then one in 91. I think it was 86, pretty sure. I know they won in 91. Everybody knows they won in 91 because that was that year that Whitney Houston did the Star Spangled Banner, and that was during Operation Desert Storm, so hashtag America then. And that was also the game against the Bills with the fateful kick by Scott Norwood there at the end of the game, which sealed the win for the Giants. So great return back from Carl here. Did 4-4 for me. Signed in a nice blue Sharpie. So continuing on with some New York theme. I can tell you I don't have anything basketball like Nick's out there. That I don't think so. So we're not going to have a clean sweep of New York sports. But basketball, football, and baseball, heck yeah, we'll take that. All right, on to the last one, our mystery envelope. Like, obviously, there is no way to know what the heck this thing is other than it's a newer one. But we are completely in the dark here as to what this is. All right, cool. So we are going back to the well here. More Giants love. Chris Calloway. So Chris was a really good Giants receiver throughout most of the 90s. He was one of their top receivers. The 90s for the Giants, the back half of the 90s was not really a good time. They really kind of struggled with figuring out the direction of the team. Quarterback, they kind of went through a carousel. Quarterbacks, running backs, I mean, you kind of name it. It was really a down period for the franchise there. Callaway was pretty much their go-to receiver during that point in time. I took a look, and he was a steady signer. Apparently, he's always been a steady signer. So for some reason, I didn't have him in my collection yet, so wanted to go ahead and pop this out. And this one here was only out for, less than 2 weeks, I think. So a real quick turnaround time. As you can see, between the Carl Banks and the Callaway, wanted to get a little bit of Giants ink flow in there, and hopefully throughout this week and next week we'll get a few more in, because there are certainly still some more out there, as well as some new ones I'm going to be sending out. So to recap, we're not going to be able to fit all this on the screen, obviously, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just tier this a little bit here. So we got the 404 from Chris Callaway. We got the 404 from Carl Banks. We got our 5 of 5 from David Shaw. Let's see. We got our 3 of 3 from Benjamin Ryland. And then we got our 6 of 6 from Keith Miller. So, definitely a great start to the week here, and you guys are obviously starting to see some trends here as far as what I like to collect. And a lot of my TTMs are the teams and the players that I want to collect, not just because somebody is signing, but it's got to be somebody that I actually want. So I'm not trying to go for the quantity. For me, I want the quality for my own collection, and I believe that at the end of the day, that's what this should all be about. Collect what you like. Get it because you want to get it, not just because somebody is is signing. You know, certainly if you have a connection to somebody that is signing, that's great. It doesn't have to be from your team, and certainly I've got some requests that are out there like that for guys that I enjoyed watching playing, or I enjoy what they're about. And you know, we'll speak about that when some of those come in the mail. But sorry, let me get off my soapbox with that. This is supposed to be good fun for everybody. But yeah, so great day here. We set a new high score here with our 5 returns. So a great way to start out the week. As always, I thank you guys for watching the video. Keep the comments coming. I do love seeing the comments and the encouragement from you guys here. Makes me want to do more and keep you guys entertained. As always, if you got any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'll always try to help out and answer whenever I can. Hopefully we'll get another video here in the next day or two. So until then, everybody have a great day and stay safe.